Hey guys, welcome to this video. I'm on my phone right now, but I did bring my camera, so I'll probably be switching back and forth depending on where we are because I still feel awkward using my camera in public. But we're just going for a little trip after Valentine's Day. We're going to this like cabin in, I think it's Carson Ridge. I've never been there before, but it's a decently long drive. Unfortunately, this morning did start with an orthodontist appointment, so my teeth are a little achy, but I brought some Excedrin or something. If it gets too bad, I'll pop one of those. We're gonna get food because we haven't eaten breakfast yet. I had a yogurt earlier this morning, so I wouldn't be hangry, but I think we're just gonna stop and get some like late breakfast so that we're not starving on the road. But I also have granola bars in my backpack just in case. So we're gonna go eat and then hit the road for a while. I already ate most of it, but got Eggs Benedict and his is gone. Okay, we made a little pit stop. We're about 2 hours into the drive, so we're about halfway there. We made a pit stop for coffee. Actually, I got a chai tea latte because I've already had like 2 coffees today, one with breakfast and one before I went to the orthodontist. And I've been reading this book in the car, which I'm enjoying it, but I feel like the way it's written is just like one really long manic episode, and it jumps back and forth between so many different things. And also, like, content warning, the entire thing is about death. It mentions anxiety, depression, suicide, and there is a decent amount of language. So if you're not into that or you're triggered by any of that, definitely don't read this book. It's interesting, but it's definitely not going to be a 5-star for me. Anyway, we're about to hit the road. I'm probably gonna finish this book by the time we get there, and at that point I'll show you what the place we're staying looks like. Okay guys, we're at the cabin. I'm just gonna give you a quick little tour. I'm trying to zoom out as much as possible so I can see everything. We have a really nice like view. And when we come inside, this bed is really tall, so they gave us a little stool, which I think is kind of funny. And then there's this wardrobe. I haven't actually opened it, so I don't know if there's anything inside. There's a really nice jacuzzi bathtub and some robes, a bathroom, not terribly exciting, and a little vanity. And then we have this area over here. You better turn the volume off on your Instagram story. Or people are gonna hear me. Click the... Yeah. And then Thomas got the Valentine's Day package, so we have some nice roses. And we have food, and there's like fresh fruit and stuff, which I really appreciate that. Oh, and there's cheese in the fridge. So, that's cool. I think we're just gonna enjoy ourselves and have a little snack.
Sorry?
I mean, the light's red. So, yeah, it's recording.
Okay.
You gotta double check me? Oh.
You ready?
Yeah, of course.
It fits.
Nice. That's why you're so particular about the angle?
Yes.
Second time?
Yep.
You always make me nervous doing this because you're scared of it.
I'm fine.
Are you fine? Why are you backing away?
Make sure you cut that out.
I'm not cutting that. Here. Okay. This is kind of a weird, like, I guess it just goes in here. How do I use a coffee maker? I need water. Throw it in the back. Use it as in hotels. Here's the one. Is there a creamer you want? I'm going for hazelnut, but they have French vanilla.
Oh yeah, I still don't get it, even though I know there's double letter.
Just go through the whole alphabet that you haven't clicked on. If you go through the alphabet, you will find it. I guarantee. How many creamers do you want? 3? 2? 3?
What?
How many creamers?
Just 2's fine. Do they have sugar?
Yeah. They have real sugar and they have Splenda and Sweet and Low. Need a hint?
Is the double letters together?
No, the double letters.
Or
Let me
like,
double check the thing. The double letters are the 2 that you don't have. It's the same letter, so this letter and this letter are the same letter.
So
That's the most helpful I can be.
No, that's fine.
So join us as we review the craziest items we've tagged.
What, syrup and sausage?
Sausage syrup.
What is that?
Some oats. It's warm.
Hot waffles.
Waffles, nice.
Nice. So, it probably tells us what's in it.
Enjoy your delicious breakfast. When you're finished, please put your dishes in the basket and set it out on the porch. Cool.
Oh, and cute little salt and pepper. Nice.
There was just no room in that fermenter for all the filtration. Especially since Redneck had to figure out how to actually make it dispense beer, too.
She also trusts NextGuard to protect her umbrella, and she knows that its beef-flavored deliciousness makes it #1 with
That
dogs.
second option might be
Ask
correct.
her vet about
It was not
I saw
coming
you.
out the tip.
Yeah, I was like watching you for like.
OxyClean presents
That's not
season.
And I did it. I'm like, that's
And
not
your
how.
sleeve does all the dirty work.
Well, I was thinking like this would be like a spout.
I thought so
But I
too.
don't think it has quite the right shape to funnel it that
99.9% of germs,
So,
including the virus that causes
I guess.
COVID-19. Milk.
it's so sparkling. If I had a book, I'd come out here and read it. I should have brought a second book.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it, and I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Okay, so I am ready for church a little bit early this morning, so let's conclude this vlog, but we're gonna do a little story time because, as you will have seen in the footage, Thomas proposed. So we are engaged now. I don't know, I think I got a clip of the ring. It's not gonna focus, is it? There we go, you can see it there. I sort of suspected, but not quite. So I'm just gonna tell you the engagement story because you can only see like a very small bit of it in the actual footage. So basically they work in a manufacturing kind of situation. And so you have to have so many people present in your group in order to actually do the job. And so if other people have taken time off work on a particular day, only so many other people can also take time off. And so he, a few weeks ago, was like, hey, there's only 1 week this month and for the next several months that I can take any time off. Do you want to just do a like little trip? So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And we've been trying to do more like little trips, like day trips or whatever, just the two of us, because we do travel a lot or go out and do things a lot with friends, but not necessarily the two of us. And we did Seattle and we've done Portland. And so we went out to Carson, Washington. We went to these luxury cabins. They were really nice. And he was just like, yeah, let's just do a little trip, just the two of us. We'll take some time off work. And I have Monday off, so it's kind of nice because I like to have some time after getting back from trips to just, you know, do laundry, clean the house, and then relax a little bit before I have to go back to work. So it works out really well. And I told a coworker at work, she was asking me why I took time off, and I was like, oh yeah, we're just gonna go for a little trip. And she's like, he's gonna propose to you on this trip. And I was like, no, we've been trying to do little trips. And she's like, yeah, I don't know, this seems fishy. And I was like, I don't know if he even has a ring, honestly, at this point. He didn't. He did not have a ring at that point. He actually, the ring I think took 2 weeks to order. So he had ordered it at that point, but it hadn't come in the mail yet. And he said the reason he ordered it online is because he was scared that I could see his dot on my phone, and if he hid his location, I would suspect something was up, which is true, but I don't look at his location that much. Like really the only time I look at his location is to see if he's coming home from work because I'm cooking dinner and I just want to know like the timing of things. So I thought that was funny. Anyway, so we get to the cabin and it's like this long drive, so he's probably like nervous the entire like 4-hour drive that he was driving, and I just read a book, finished a book, and what's funny is in the car drive we started talking about getting married, and realistically it's something that we've been talking about for a while, so it's not like there was any doubt that I was going to say yes, because we've been dating for the purpose of getting married eventually. We just knew that that's where we were headed. It was just a matter of timing and how things worked out. So we got to the cabin, it was really nice, and he got the Valentine's Day special, so it came with a dozen rose bouquet, and there was this platter of food, and it had like cheese and crackers and fruit and cookies. And unfortunately I did have my braces tightened this morning, so there were a couple cookies that I couldn't really eat, but I could eat the cheese and the crackers and stuff just fine. So I was like, oh yes, food, because we ate a late breakfast at like 10:30 or something. And so by the time we got there, I think it was like 3:30. Because we did stop at some point to get gas and use the bathroom, whatever. So I was just into the food. I was like, yeah, let's get our luggage. I'll post something on Instagram. Let me get a quick video for YouTube for this vlog, and let's eat some food because I'm kind of hungry. So I start like digging in. I'm like, yeah, let me get some grapes. And he's like, hey, we should get, like, before we start eating everything, we should get a shot of us sitting at the table with your camera. And I was like, okay, cool. So I set up the camera on the bed, and he's like, yeah, I don't think that shot's good enough. Let me like, and he starts getting really picky about the camera angle. And I was like, why does this matter to you? Like, you're not the one vlogging. We're just sitting at a table eating crackers. Like, the shot doesn't need to be perfect. So he's fussing over the camera, asking me how to get it to start recording. And I'm like, why are you being so weird? And he's like, you stand right here. I was like, I don't want to stand. I want to sit and eat. So he's like, fine, just sit. So I sat down, he started it, and he's like, is it recording? I was like, yeah, like there's the red button, light is flashing, it's recording. And so he like looks, he has to make sure. And it was at that moment that I noticed a like square bulge in his pocket, and I realized what was happening, and I was like, oh goodness. And realistically, like I knew there was the chance that he could propose there because I knew both of us wanted a more intimate proposal where it was just the two of us and not a bunch of other people involved. But I didn't want to go into the trip expecting him to propose because I feel like it would almost ruin the trip if that was what I expected to get out of it and then it didn't happen. And I just wanted to enjoy the trip, you know? And then if it happened, it was great. And it did. So then he walked over and he just kind of smiled and made eye contact and got down on one knee, obviously, and kept it really short and sweet. Just said, will you marry me? And I said yes. And like, I didn't know what to do with myself, so I just grabbed the box and put the ring on. And then I think we like hugged, and then I turned the camera off. And then after I turned the camera off, we both started crying. I was trying not to cry when he knelt down and I saw the ring. And I managed to hold it in because it was short and sweet. And I was like, okay, I'm in the clear, I'm good. And then when I turned back around, he was tearing up. He was about to cry. And then we hugged and I started crying and he started crying. So that happened after the camera was turned off. And then we just sat and talked for a while because I had questions like, how did he manage to do all this without me realizing it? And we just wanted to chat and like enjoy each other's company before we started calling or texting anybody because I knew at the point that I started texting people, I was going to be on the phone all night. I did make the rule to only call my mom, and other people I called after the fact because I did want to actually enjoy our trip and I wanted to enjoy that night and just like be in each other's presence and not have to worry about being on the phone constantly. So one or two people did call and I just said, hey, I'll call you another day if you want like all the details because I don't feel like being on the phone. But I did text all of my family members and I texted close friends and he texted his close friends before we changed our status on Facebook or posted anything on Instagram because, like grandparents and stuff, I just wanted them to know before I shared it with the entire world. Oh, I'm gonna have to leave soon. Okay. So that's kind of how it went down. So basically, I guess what happened was he ordered the ring and he worked with somebody on Zoom that like worked for the company and he got it. I don't know if you'll even be able to see. So he got it so that it doesn't have a super high setting because for those who don't know, I work in a lab and so I wear a lot of like nitrile gloves and stuff. And so any stone that has like sharp edges or really high setting is pretty likely to just break through the gloves constantly. And if that does happen, then obviously I can't wear the ring in the lab because it's just not safe. So we'll see how this does when I go to work, but it looks pretty like not sharp and the setting's like decently low. So I think we'll be okay. So he ordered the ring and it took like 2 weeks to come in and it came in, I think he said about a week before the trip. Or yeah, about a week, something like that. And it was funny because a FedEx delivery guy was actually delivering it and he was at work and he was like, oh no, I don't want Melody to see what it is on the camera. And then also he just like didn't want to have to go to FedEx to pick it up. Like he just wanted to have it, right? And so he ended up going to his manager being like, hey, the ring's being delivered. Can I go? And his manager was like, yeah, go. So the FedEx dude just like chilled in our cul-de-sac for like 5 minutes until he got home and he could grab the ring, which I thought was funny. And I actually asked him what was delivered, but because he had multiple other things delivered on that same day, he just told me what the other stuff was and I didn't think anything of it. So it worked out in his favor. And then he ended up hiding it in the garage in like a cooler. So, because like, why would I look in a cooler right now? So that worked out. And then he had my mom come over, and this was one of my arguments with my coworker. I was like, he would ask my mom and like talk to her before proposing, and she gives everything away. Like she can't keep her mouth shut, and even if she kept her mouth shut, she'd be acting weird, and I would get suspicious. But he managed to talk to her after the last time we saw each other before we went on the trip, and so she didn't have any opportunity to spoil it. He actually talked to her the day before just because he was busy. He is selling one of his cars and stuff, so he was just like physically didn't have the time before then. And she came over to the house. So I guess he turned off the entire internet so that the camera system wouldn't be notifying me that there was movement, because anytime like a car drives by or a person or an animal or whatever, it sets the camera off and it sends me a notification. And normally I don't look at it, but it sends you like a little picture. And so if I had seen my mom was there, I would have probably looked at it and texted Thomas and been like, what's going on? So they came over, she came over and talked, and my little sister came over as well, so she got to see the ring and stuff. And also Super Bowl Sunday, he surprised all his friends with it. So I don't really care about football, and he went over to his friend's house because I thought it was going to be all dudes. And I just didn't want to be like the one chick among all the dudes watching football because I just don't really care about football. And then it turned out like all their girlfriends, fiancés, wives, whatever they are, ended up coming over. And so I was like a little annoyed because I would have gone over if I knew there were other chicks there because I could have hung out with them, but it was whatever. I just hung out at home and chilled. But it worked out because he managed to show all of his friends the ring. I guess he waited till basically everyone had gotten there, and then he pulled the ring out of his backpack and everybody was like, oh, it's happening. And so he told them before he proposed, which I think all of his friends have like told their like big group of friends that they're proposing before they actually do. So, and then he obviously, that was the group that he texted after it went down. I think that's pretty much everything to say about the story. But yeah, I love the ring. Like, I know some people want like huge diamonds and lots of little tiny diamonds, but I just want something simple and something that's going to last and age well. And as much as I like some of the trendy rings, like I just want something that's timeless and isn't a trend. He just got the engagement ring, so I still need to find the wedding band. The company that he bought through, though, does have like recommended suggestions, and I'll probably get something that's pretty simple. So we need to look into that. And obviously there's a lot of planning that's gonna need to happen for this. Let me know if you want to hear any of my planning process for the wedding or how we're doing anything. That will probably all happen after the fact. I might be talking about it a little bit in vlogs here and there, but for the most part, I think those videos will happen after the wedding because then I can really tell you how things went and what I wish I had known before. And I'll probably be watching a lot of those videos on YouTube in the next year and a half. I think we're going to aim to get married sometime next year, but we haven't figured out a date yet. So anyway, I need to leave to go to church, but I just wanted to come on here and say all that, do a little story time so you guys have all the details, because I just think it's fun listening to other people's stories. Yeah, anyway, that's it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.